And we are live, I think.
Hey.
Yep.
Hello.
At least
We're
the sound
back.
and the picture should be there, so we should be live. I
Yes.
think.
Yes, I can confirm.
Yay, we are live after
A
a
week.
little bit of a break, a little bit of a hiatus.
Was nauseous last week. I wasn't able to GM that. Yeah, then words would have not ended good. Definitely.
It
not.
is
Yeah.
okay. Your health is of more concern than the stream.
This is for fun.
Exactly. And also, I also did not much. I did also not do any Minecraft videos the last week because work. But now I
Right.
have a week where I only work. Let me quickly make the math for that stuff. Only 24 hours in total this week, so I have time.
Nice.
The week after that, I have in 8 days, 7 night shifts.
Oh.
Yep. But well,
sorry.
Well, on the other hand, I get a bonus for night shift. I get a bonus because weekend. I get a bonus because it's a holiday, and
Well, there you go.
Yep. So that's fine. I can live with that. But we are not here to talk about my work.
Nope.
We are
Nope.
here to talk bloodline.
Exactly. Not really bloodlines.
Not bloodline
Wow.
specifically, but yeah, sorry.
And thanks for the follow, Light Delish. You scared me a little bit. Sorry. It was so loud. Why is it so loud? Wait, I need to make this not so loud.
Good spook.
Good
Yes,
job. Good job.
exactly. I jumped a little bit. Yeah, thanks for the follow. And who of you two wants to make a recap from last
I am
time?
currently in the kitchen, still not it.
Okay, Ken, it's you.
I called not it though.
I was quicker.
And louder.
Listen, I try to be loud, okay? Actually,
There's no
how
try,
about
just
you?
do it.
Hey, Garu.
The problem is I planned so much last things I completely forgot what was last game, what was the game before, and so on, and what will happen, and so on. That's
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember much. I know we did a lot of running around. Let's see.
Oh yeah, you figured out, get the tape. I remember
Yes,
that.
we got the tape.
You even found where the tape that come from.
Yes.
We talked to Dracula.
That was the game
Oh
before.
no, that was the game before.
Oh, okay.
We ended up
It is-
finding out where the tapes were made, and ended up going down to that specific area where we encountered a couple of
Hooded figures.
let's call them mercenaries.
Yes.
Yeah. They had ended up roughing up the entire place by the time we got there, and there were only a couple people left. We ended up making a deal, if memory serves, to whereas if anything like that ended up coming out again, they would hand the tape over to the mercenaries, to which they would hand the tape over to us. We ended up informing, I believe, the
Baron.
Baron. Yeah, we ended up informing the Baron of said situation before we decided to head back to the apartment to see what had become of Susan and Sarah, as well as an update to what was your ghoul's name?
Games.
James.
The guy I still haven't done much with. He's just kind of there.
Kind of taking care of the house.
Feel bad about that. Yeah, he's kind of just doing his own thing.
Don't worry, I know you'll come up with something.
Yeah, I just need to wrap my head around it.
Yeah. Oh, what I could also share a little bit, so to say. I'm in the progress of making a relationship map for this game. You know what's connected to that. It's a small picture, so
Yeah.
nobody gets spoiled, and it's still not complete. But you can see there's much going on.
You're
Yeah,
lucky I
there's
haven't been able to decipher it just yet.
And that's only half of it. What I have in mind in my notes everywhere, and I need to rewatch some streams to
wow.
get some names back again and so on.
Wow, you've kudos.
Yep. I can tell you so much, and the red boxes are all different individual vampires.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
I'm guessing the blue ones were us.
No.
That's what I was
You're
assuming.
not. You're not vampire. You are vampire, so you are red.
Ah, fair. Okay. So we don't know where we are in that chart.
Yes.
Or somewhere. So wait, if we're vampires and we're red, then the blue must mean humans, so those must be Susan, Sarah, and James.
I think you figured out.
Maybe. I mean, it would work.
Yep. But yeah, back to the game.
Yes.
Slime have
Enough theory crafting for now.
enough confusing you already and making things more confusing for you. But yeah, last time you did the tape thing, that's correct. You, let me think. Ah, yeah, you also did bring the, what's his name? There's the thing. Lars Iverson to the Ventrue Primogen, who was not very happy to see Aspen there.
No.
Nope, for whatever reason. And I think that was all you did last time.
Pretty much, yeah. We decided to go back home, and that was it.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Then let's jump there.
Yes.
I have the feeling I should make more background pictures, but I have no idea what background pictures I could do. And God damn it! Also, why is the music so quiet again? Why is the music
I mean,
always
here's the
either
thing.
quieter or louder? This is World
Here's the
20.
thing, like it's loud for us, but it's quiet on your end for some reason.
Yeah, and
I don't know why.
I mean, I have here. I don't know if that's for you too. If I change this here to quieter or louder, if that's only on my end or not. But last time I made it so it's in a good volume for me, and now it seems to be too quiet again. So it's like the thing here changes every time how quiet or loud it is. That's
If
the
I
weird.
knew what it was, I mean, if I knew how to operate it from your end, then I would be able to like give some type of advice. But unfortunately, I'll have to learn this eventually if I'm gonna want to GM the campaign I'm thinking of doing.
Oh, what's this then?
We'll save that for another day.
Okay, good idea, good shot. Good call. I mean. So, you come back home. I hope, I think at least since Phantom was still in the kitchen doing something.
No, I'm back now.
Good. Then you come back home.
All right, I call to see if Susan and Sarah have come back from whatever they were doing.
There's no reaction. And also, the apartment lies dark.
Oh,
Guess no one's home. That's rare.
that is quite rare. Do you want to come with me to check the new place? They may be trying to like move some things over there or something.
You still don't have a key.
Oh,
Don't have a key yet.
well then let me go ahead and not say that then.
Just a little reminder there was something. They never gave you your key yet.
You don't have the place just yet.
Just yet. Okay then. Then I remember something. I want to text Susan.
Yes.
I will text them, are you busy / where are you?
And then,
Meanwhile, I'm just watching the dark apartment windows. Kinda.
you can see you can see through the window and the alley where the murder was going on last time. There's a guy standing there smoking a cigarette.
I'm
Uh,
considering.
I'm considering at the moment.
I
Decent for now.
put my. I'll make sure I'm carrying my purse, and I'll head towards the front door of my apartment. But I'm keeping an eye on that guy in the alleyway.
Yeah. In the meantime, Amber, you get a message. It's from Susan. Basically, they decided to also just spend some time in the clubs and so on a little bit on their own and having a day off, so to say, or a night off before they go to bed.
All right then.
Well, good for them.
I text. Okay, be safe.
Yep. In the meantime, Aspen,
Yeah.
you arrive at the dark alley. You see the glowing of the cigarette wandering up to probably his mouth. Then you see it light up a little bit, the smoke going out. You know, he's smoking.
Yeah. He's at least pretending to breathe.
It's also a possibility. Maybe he's using a cigarette to pretend to breathe. God damn it, Agam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough. I just smile to him and continue. And you know what? I'll head over to him.
Hmm.
Uh,
Do you say anything?
yeah. As I walk by, I say, "Nice night."
He turns around, looks at you, then nods. Oh, yeah, nice night.
Seen anything weird tonight?
He looks into your general direction. It's hard to see his face. He's in the dark. That depends. Who are you?
I gesture towards the apartment. This is my place. There was that whole murder last night, so yeah, it has me on edge, you know?
I see. And then when you see someone in this alley, you think it's a good idea to approach this person.
I kind of think if they were a threat, that wouldn't be a good idea. You're not a threat, are you?
He says, I guess not. He holds his money bags towards you, probably showing you something in there. Agent Smith, LAPD. I'm just here thinking.
Well, fair enough.
Officer Smith, not agent. Agents. Police officers are not agents.
Agent Smith from the Matrix. Fuck.
God.
I think that was what my brain did there.
You want him, not me.
I was about to say, am I the key? Instead of a Mr., it's Mrs. or Ms.
Anyway. Well, if you ever get tired of thinking, or if you just need, I don't know, some coffee, I'll be here most of tonight.
Well, I wouldn't want to interrupt your sleep, if anything. And I will probably go soon. I was just contemplating some things.
Anything worth sharing? You never know. Bouncing off someone might help.
He looks at you a little bit. I think my colleagues did talk to you already.
I begin to approach.
They gave us the gist of what happened. Mugging gone wrong. Another night in LA. That sort of thing. They asked me if there was anyone weird hanging around. Not that I've seen.
I see. And Ken, what did you say?
Oh, I was saying I begin to approach.
Ah, yep. Yeah, he looks at you. I see. Well, then I doubt there's anything new, especially since, no offense, but most of those informations are not for your ears.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, you have yourself a good night, Officer Smith.
He nods.
And I head into my apartment.
As you turn around, you see Ember behind you.
Oh. Hi?
Hi.
So,
Have
were you able to get in contact with Susan?
Yeah, the two are at a club for the night.
Ah, I see. Okay, I look Amber up and down. We need to revisit this whole putting a bell on you thing.
Hmm?
Nothing. Let's head inside.
Amber begins to follow Aspen inside.
Aspen no like being snuck up upon.
Understandable.
Just gives her a choker and puts a bell on it.
There we go.
Yeah. Talking about stereotypes, huh?
Putting a collar on a Grenkel, that's horrible.
Yep.
And I'm sure the thought has passed through Aspen's mind at least once.
Don't be
Anyway.
mean to her.
No. Trying to sort of wrap her mind around the whole, okay, she's a human and a vampire, but can also be a bear, apparently? Does that mean I need to register her as a pet? No, that's totally incorrect. How would she look in a collar, though? No, dangerous thought.
That's mean.
Yeah. This is Aspen's thought process. Nothing she speaks out loud.
Oh my god.
Oh, anyway. So yeah, I guess we get into our apartment.
Yes.
I'm gonna go check the answering machine to see if there's any new messages.
No, there's no new message.
Okay.
I'm going to chill by the window.
Which window exactly?
That whole sort of half-circle spot in the living room is a window.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, this
that's
window.
the window I'm looking at.
Okay. That's the window that goes to the street, by the way.
Ah, okay. So you can
Yep.
overlook outside. Okay.
That's a pretty nice spot then. Yeah, I kind of go over there like doing a little menacing thing, just standing over there with my hands behind my arms, just surveying the area like a supervillain.
That's exactly the picture I had in my mind when you said you are weather.
When I come out to the living room, I see Amber sitting there. Something on your mind?
Just surveying our domain.
I kind of give her a look. Would you like a glass of wine, O Count?
I turn around with a little smile on my face. And then nod.
I have some. I have some Turkish roast in the kitchen if you need it.
Oh. Sure, why not? Granted, we won't be able
I do a little fake curtsy. Ask thou which is, oh Turkish girl, and I head towards the kitchen.
Oh my god.
I really didn't want to be mean for that whole interaction.
Yep. What do you do in the kitchen?
So, what do we have? Obviously don't actually make coffee. That'd be a waste.
Yep.
Go in and check the fridge, see what kind of supply we have still.
Nothing.
Oh,
No, we have no more. Okay.
Yep.
Hmm. A- Amber, are you feeling hungry?
mm, I'm a bit peckish.
Hmm. Gonna have to stock up at some point. What do we have on the itinerary for tonight's activities?
I look out the window to see anything.
You see the LA at night. The
Well,
the skyscrapers, the many dark alleys, smoke from chimneys going up. Usual.
were there any missions we were supposed to be doing? I'm totally blanking right now.
There's the box, which we kind of still waiting on the Nosferatu for that on.
Yeah, we can't do much ourselves.
There's the what's it called?
The gangs we can't really do because they're supposed to contact us. Um, I honestly don't remember. So, might as well.
But speaking about contacting you, the door rings.
I blink. That's unexpected. Okay. I head to the door and I look through the peephole to see who it is.
There's nobody standing there.
Is there someone out there?
Kind of hold up a finger. Then I very carefully open the door and peer outside.
You see
Hello?
nobody standing there. But when you look down, which I assume you do, at some point you see
Yeah.
a letter or a folded piece of paper laying there.
I scan around one more time, then I carefully kneel down without opening the door too far, and I grab the piece of paper and retreat,
Yep.
closing the door. Well, can't say that's the usual way UPS delivers. I check the piece of paper.
Yep. A woman writing is on it, and it says the Scepter Kingmaker is hunting you. Rose,
The what?
the Kingmaker with a scepter.
Kingmaker with the scepter is hunting you.
Yes. Whoop. I kicked my microphone. Let me just look up if
Rose.
scepter was the right
Oh.
word. Yeah,
Okay.
scepter is the right word. Wasn't sure for a
King with the
moment.
King with the scepter is hunting you.
Kingmaker.
Kingmaker with the scepter is hunting you. Well, been a while since.
And Rose, you remember that was the woman from the beach.
Yeah. I narrow my eyes, plural.
Who was at
Amber?
the door?
Is your place taken care of yet?
As far as I know, things should be ready either by tonight or tomorrow. Why? What's up?
Well, it appears we've gotten possibly a threat on our lives. And I hold up the piece of paper for Amber to read.
I'm sorry. I then grab the paper and look at it.
Kingmaker with the scepter is hunting us.
Well, that's quite the alias.
It sure is. And I, for one, don't much care for it. I don't know who that might be. I don't know what our next step should be.
And depending on how high up the food chain they are, this could be pretty bad.
Exactly. You said Susan and Sarah were just out and about?
Yep. We should probably try and get as much info on this Kingmaker as we can.
Right. I'll see if I can ask Mr. Carter. And failing that, we can always see if the Anarchs know. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to make a phone call. And I head to the bedroom.
I have Thomas's number, correct?
Thomas was the ghoul you saved from the gang, right?
Yes.
Good. Because I was thinking all the time, what was his name? What was his name? What was his name? What I meant, I need his name.
I believe it was Thomas McKeel.
No, that was...
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Thomas McKeel was the one that we met in the Asphole, I believe.
Yeah, but...
okay.
Yep, that's the Bruja you...
That's the one.
Yep.
Max.
Max, that was his name. Yeah, now I remember.
That was the ghoul we rescued.
But yeah, I have Thomas's number, correct?
Yes.
I go ahead and give Thomas a call.
Yep. Who of you wants to first? Because you both make a call.
Susan can go. Sorry, not Susan. Sorry, Aspen can go first.
Susan, in the meantime, takes out her phone and calls an old friend. Nope. Yeah, Aspen, you want to make a call?
Yes, I want to try and call my sire.
Yep, Mr. Carter. Yeah, it takes a while, and then he answers, "Yes, Aspen."
Sorry to bother you at this hour. I've run into a bit of a problem I was wondering if you might be able to help me with.
Depends.
Right. I just got a death threat from a person going by the Kingmaker with the scepter. Does that ring any bells?
It could be pointing in a direction, and if I had this direction, this would not be good news. You remember the logo of our clan?
Yes. Pause.
And there's Malkavian, I assume, who did give you this information. At least that's the way they usually give informations in this kind of way. Kingmaker, this could point towards someone higher up in the hierarchy. I have a suspicion, but I don't want to say a name to not give you to not point you in the wrong direction. I would need to look into this a little bit more before I can tell you anything.
Thanks. That would be appreciated. I have a sneaking suspicion that it might have something to do with the errand you have me doing. I guess I wasn't as careful as I thought I was, and someone caught wind of me snooping around.
That's also a possibility. As you may remember, we are always watched, or it's good to always act like we were watched.
Right. Well, I won't take any more of your time. I'll continue doing what I've been doing to get what you wanted.
Okay, then I will hear from you, and when I figure something out, I will let you know.
I would appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he ends the call.
And I hang up.
In the meantime, Amber wants to make a call.
Yes.
Amber?
Yeah, I am calling Thomas.
Yes.
Yep. Takes a while, then he also answers his phone. Yeah?
Hi Thomas, it's Amber.
Oh, yeah, hi. You have. Can we start with the thing we were talking about?
Um, yeah, actually, there's a possibly immediate job that I would like to ask of you.
Sure, I don't
Before
have
that,
anything planned. Yes?
um, have you heard of anything or any news relating to a kingmaker, possibly with a scepter?
Kingmaker. No, sorry, no idea.
Well, we ended up getting a, let's just say a unwanted letter. And we may end up on someone's radar.
I see.
So, I was wondering if you could possibly, keep an eye out around us for a little bit.
You mean that I come to you and be there if something happens?
If possible.
Sure, where are you?
I'll text you the address if that's alright.
Yeah, that should be enough.
Okay. Well, hope to hear from you soon then.
Hmm. Yeah, ending the call.
Yeah. Aspen.
I come walking out of the bedroom looking very troubled. Yes?
Is it alright if I text your address to Mike?
You mean
Or not Mike, Tom? I am bad with names.
You and me both, which is a bad thing as a GM.
I give her a puzzled look. You mean the wrestler guy we met?
Yeah. I called him to ask him if he could, like, watch over us for a little bit, at least until we can figure out this Thomas fellow. Or not Tom. My words.
Now
At
you
least until we
starting
can
like
figure
I
out-
do.
Yeah. At least until we can figure out who this Kingmaker guy is.
Yeah, that would be a little peace of mind. Having someone look out for the ghouls would be a good idea.
Agreed.
Well, it may be a lot worse than I thought.
How so?
I called Mr. Carter, and he seemed to think that this Kingmaker person was someone very high up on the totem pole.
That's not good.
No. He also dropped the possibility of... Which one was it? It was delivered by a Tremere?
Macavian.
Macavian. So we may be dealing with... We may have gotten on the bad side of someone very high up on the Macavian totem pole.
Do you think it's possibly best for us to lay low for a little while?
I don't know. They already know where we live, so there's no point. We'd have to really disappear, and I don't know if that's a possibility.
Well, I guess that would kind of make one of us. I put a hand to my neck, holding it back a bit.
Fine. Fair enough. Well, the best way to dissuade any sort of attack, if this is what they are implying, would be to be around others. So,
All in the refills and the vegetables in the kitchen.
The voices in the background.
Sorry, that was Archie.
Hi, Archie.
Continue.
I'll I think it would be in our best interest to go meet up with Susan and Sarah.
Agreed.
One, we could be able to watch their backs, and two, if we're around a lot of people, that should dissuade any sort of altercation.
Right.
So
So,
we'll wait for Thomas. Once he comes here, we will head out.
okay. I go ahead and text Thomas the address.
Hmm.
And I'm currently pacing, trying to figure out, like, am I reading too much into this? Is this actually a threat on our lives? Is this some sort of request for a meeting? These are...
You remember Rose, the one who signed the letter? Which
Yeah.
one that was on the beach?
Yep.
Yep. Maybe that can help a little bit.
Rose was the one who was warning us.
Yep.
I pause. That might be worth looking into. Amber, where are the girls?
They said they were at some type of club. They didn't tell me where. I immediately text Susan, "Where are you?"
Where the fuck are you?
Now it's Aspen's turn to be standing by the window with their arms behind her back.
Also, one little thing. I did say today something. Well, no, you will realize sooner or later. What are you doing while you're waiting for Thomas and waiting for an answer of Susan?
I'm trying to think over everything. How we could have gotten on someone's radar, if it's a bad thing, going over the past day's events. Is this possibly just an invitation to meet? Do they have any information for us that they'd want to actually garner our attention?
I plop on the couch and think.
Like, Aspen's in the window, her mind going 100 miles an hour. So he is not taking this lightly.
Yep. Amber, your phone rings.
I go ahead and take it out, look at it.
It's a number you don't have saved in yet.
Oh.
I answer the phone, and slowly, well, I try to remain calm while saying, "Hello."
Hi there, Max here. I wanted to call you. Rang because of yesterday, the things. Sorry, I couldn't call you sooner. There was, how it is.
I try to wave Aspen over. "Oh, Max, good to hear from you again."
I turn and look at her.
Yeah, if you would have time, you could come to my place. Then we can talk about the whole, part of the gang thing and so on.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and be over really soon.
Great. Then gonna wait here for you.
Okay.
Yeah, he ends the call.
Yeah, I end the call too. Oh, great. And Thomas is coming too. Oh, no.
That was Max?
Yeah, he was talking about coming to his place for the gang info.
I roll my eyes. We had all night, tonight and last night, and now all this is springing on us. Okay, one thing at a time. Okay. We will swing by Rose, ask her what the deal is. Then Do we want? I don't know if we want to bring the girls along to the meetup though.
Well, I know Thomas is also supposed to be coming, so we can probably have him watch the girls at the club for a bit.
Yeah, that might be best. Drop him off with the girls. Go to the gang meetup. Yeah, I think that will work for the best.
All right.
Just remember, these gangsters are human, so low profile.
Well, except for one of them.
Right, one of them isn't. Well, he's a ghoul, isn't he?
Yep, ghouls are not human, technically.
Technically speaking, but for the overall,
Yeah, I know.
overall they're human. So
They're more human than not.
They're human. They're human enough.
They're human in the important things.
so best behavior. No
Right.
crazy vampire magic. All right. Then, okay, we'll go ahead and do that. And I guess we continue waiting for Thomas.
Yep, and Aspen, not Aspen's, Amber's phone makes a noise again.
I go ahead and check it.
Yep, it's an SMS from Susan. They are in a little bar in downtown, just in this area. Little boring, but they need a bit boring, so to say.
All right, we're good.
Oh, dear God. Technical
We're back.
difficulties. Bad technical difficulties.
Yeah. Oh well.
Do not worry, we caught it immediately.
Yes, at least
Yep.
that. Yep. Huh.
But yeah.
All right.
So I have a name. The name is
Something.
Textail.
Something different. I just realized why I got to subscribe a Roll and Dragons channel. Our Dragon server. Because someone gifted me a 1 month subscription to Dragon.
My
I'm good.
Huh.
Thanks, I guess. I don't know even a race of hope was it. So I use this opportunity to say, hey, thanks. If you're here, then yep.
Boogie, let us continue.
Yeah. I was just,
Yes.
I just did see it, and that, explains things because I was very confused why I got all of this under scroll.
yeah. So
Back where were we?
All right. So I got a name for the club.
Yep, the Jack's Tales.
All right then. So I will text Susan. I'm sending a friend your way. Do not scare him. Or let me rephrase that. Do not scare him off.
there you go.
answer comes, okay, a question mark. And also you hear outside the sound of a motorcycle coming nearer and then shutting off and so on.
Well, I think that may be him.
All right. I check my purse to see if I still have. I suppose it's $160. 180.
Well,
Oh,
Yeah, because I gave 20 to the homeless guy.
yep.
I go to the door and step outside.
Yeah,
Look,
and you
see
see
who
him
the-
just coming up the stairs. It's him.
I smile. Thanks for coming on such short notice.
No problem. I mean, we had an agreement, didn't we?
True, very true.
So
Indeed we did.
what's
I say
going
so.
on? He says while he goes towards your open door.
Yep. I move out of the way to let him in. And then I close the door behind us.
Hmm.
Well, it might be nothing. Tell me, do you know much about Malkavians?
They are insane, if I remember correctly, but more no.
That's about all you need to know in this case. We got a notice from a potentially someone very high up the Malkavian food chain that sounds very threatening. I don't want to take any chances, so I was hoping, well, I suppose Amber wasn't the one who called you, but I'm hoping that maybe you could either look after us or our ghouls, just in case. I'll pay you if that helps.
Yeah, sure. Why not? So I guess I need to go somewhere or something.
Right. Do you know where Jack's Tales is?
This cocktail bar, I think, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I did see it at one point or the other. Yeah.
Perfect. I reach into my purse and I pull out $100, just for, uh, just for the night.
He takes the money, and who are the person I need to take care of or secure in this context?
I turn to Amber.
2 girls. Their names are Susan and Sarah. I hand him a picture of the girls.
Yeah, he takes the picture. Okay, just protecting them.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. They're out having a night on the town. Just make sure no one weird or possibly crazy gets too close to them.
In case that does happen, I did let them know that a friend of mine would be. I did let them know that you'd be coming.
Sure, okay. I will go there and take care of the situation.
Thanks a lot, Thomas.
Thank you.
No problem. I mean, we agreed on stuff like that.
True. Still, thanks nonetheless.
He nods.
All right. In the meantime, Amber and myself have something to look into, hopefully to diffuse the whole situation. We'll let you know if anything changes.
Yeah, thank you. Then I'm gonna go now.
I nod.
Yep, and he goes this way.
I wish I knew where James was, but I suppose he'll have to fend for himself for now. Speaking of putting a bell on somebody, kind of tap my heel anxiously. Well, what?
If anything, he's definitely a capable gentleman himself.
I nod. He should be fine. Still, you know, worriers will be worriers.
In the meantime, let's go ahead and see what Rose meant by this Pretty cryptic message.
I nod. And then I gesture towards the way to the garage. Ladies first.
I go ahead and lead the way then.
And sooner or later, you are in the car, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we're headed towards the beach.
Yep.
I'm hoping I'm not overreacting to this whole situation.
You and me both. This is a bit more worrying than usual.
True. To be told someone's hunting you is a little alarming, but if it's a Malkavian, well, this could just be their way of saying hello. Hell, for all I know, they could be asking us out for tea. It's unlikely, but I can't think of any reason why we'd be on the bad side of someone as high up as this Kingmaker guy or girl.
Let's just
Still.
hope it's something related to their name, and they may end up trying to make us either kings or queens.
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely? Still, I guess we'll approach it like we always do. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
And I trying.
And I trying.
Or rather, try not to die.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
fine.
the first way sounds like that's like we've died on every single run. Ha! We threw enough bodies at it, this problem went away.
Yep.
Literally.
How about we do this and not find final death waiting behind us?
That would
There
be
we
too
go.
easy. But speaking of which, you arrive at Santa Monica. And I guess you park directly into the parking house, so with the entrance to the beach. Yep.
And we head towards the beach looking
Yeah.
for Rose.
And while you were driving there, the sky did become a little bit darker. It was, when you started, it was a clear sky, but now there are things in the sky make rain. Clouds, yeah, there are clouds there.
Go. Concerned, you're forgetting simple words.
That's normal for me. Don't worry about it. That's fine.
It even sounds like Klaus. What's going on?
Klaus is not that common of a name in Germany nowadays.
Fair, yeah. That sounds like a really old
Yeah,
crotchety
it's
man.
it's more of a boomer name, so to say.
Yeah. Hi, my name's Klaus. I'm 3 years old. No, that doesn't sound right at all.
Yep. But yeah, you
Anyway.
arrive at the beach. There are still the usual faces, you know, E and Lily and Cooper and the other guy, I forgot his name, and also Rose.
As we were walking across the beach, I look up at the sky. Wouldn't it be absolutely fitting if it started raining on us right now?
Well, let's hope it doesn't. I don't have a spare change of clothes on us right now.
Neither do I, and I don't feel like ruining another pair. And we approach the group.
Well, glad to see you guys haven't left town yet.
Indeed. I
Who
look
exactly
towards
do
Rose.
you talk to?
I'm gonna head straight for Rose.
Yep. Yeah, she looks at you. We are soon gonna go.
I'm guessing you're the one who gave me that message?
She nods shyly.
What did you mean by that?
I don't know. I can't really control it. It's the words appeared, and I knew I had to tell you, but I don't know what it means. I have this sometimes that I can get glimpses of the future, so to say, that helped us a little bit in the past.
I I'm sorry. I'm guessing. I don't know if we've ever been told. Are you Malkavian?
I guess it's possible. All that I talked to said I'm, well, Finblood, so to say, or 14th generation or stuff like that.
Right. Well, you seem to be all there mentally, so it wouldn't be easily determined, but if you're seeing things, could be either you had a vision of the future or someone else from the Malkavian side decided to reach out to you somehow.
She nods, I don't know, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I nod. Do you have any idea who this kingmaker with the scepter is?
No, like I said, I just, the words came and I had the urge to tell you. And from experience, I know it's the best to follow those urges.
I kind of look Rose up and down. And this vision, are you sure it was aimed at us or was it you?
It was an urge to tell you, so I don't know. It's also possible that it was a way to this ability to protect myself, but it was never in this way. Normally, when I have the urge to tell someone in this kind of way, it's for their ears or evolves around them.
Well, as long as your life's not in danger, I suppose that's fine. But my life's threatened on a nightly basis, so I suppose I'm used to it.
She nods.
It's still getting there for me.
Yeah, welcome to LA, I guess. So, well, how long do you think you're going to be in LA?
Probably not longer than a couple of days, then we will head west or north.
I nod. All right. Well, you have Amber's number, correct?
She looks at Amber. I don't think so.
Well,
I'll write down my number and give it to her.
Yep.
just in case.
Yeah, she takes it and pulls it in her pocket.
In case you have any more visions or if anything bad starts to happen.
I will let you know, yes. If it's a vision that wants to you, like this one.
Right. Right. And if it's one threatening yourself, let us know.
She nods.
I'm not sure what else can do. Okay. I turn to Rose and I smile. Thanks. Guess we know where the message came from. Wish I knew the intentions of this person, but we'll have to figure it out.
She nods.
You guys stay safe, okay?
Yeah, thank you. You too. You helped us already. More than
Yeah, it was
most
a
would
little.
have.
I smile and I turn to leave.
I also smile as we head to the car.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Speaking of...
just had a-
First do that.
No. Oh, okay.
Yep.
As we're walking across. I'm just
Exactly,
thinking-
yep.
You know, I just had a thought. This had happened a couple nights ago. I wouldn't have cared at all for them.
Amber tilt her head.
I kind of wave a hand back in their direction. They're thin, they're thin bloods. They're not connected to anybody. There'd be no real value in keeping them around or anything worth gaining. But here I am. Very first thought when I saw Rose's name on that thing was, I hope she's okay.
Amber nods.
I thought becoming a vampire meant you became less human. It's getting annoying.
Character development.
Yay!
My God. That reminds me of a drinking game where if there was any character development, you drink.
Oh, that could
Pretty
have
sure I-
ended badly.
I'm pretty sure I would have headed down the whole bottle for that.
Well, everyone does have a purpose in their lives.
Yeah, but god damn it.
Or I guess
Gonna
in
s-
this case, our unlives.
It's gonna suck so much worse if something does happen to them.
Let's hope nothing doesn't.
I nod.
Speaking of things happening,
Mhm.
as you approach your car, somebody deobfuscates in front of you. He's clearly Nosferatu, but not a guy you talked before with. This example looks, like, you know how tumors look. Now imagine them.
The tumors, yeah.
Yeah. Now imagine them growing directly under the skin and very, very, very big.
Ah, that dude.
Not necessarily.
Out of that.
He's
Oh, yeah.
he's wearing a dirty suit, so to say. He grins at you. Hey there.
I pause mid-step.
why?
Hi?
Sorry to interrupt you. I am Baba, and I'm here with a message for you.
All right. I hope it's a good message.
Well, I think it depends. It's more of an invitation, so to say. You could say so.
We're listening.
The
Yes.
Baron of Chinatown, Ahana Akami, wants to talk to you.
Oh God. Here we go.
Hana Yakami, you said?
Ahana Akami.
Ahana Akami. Okay.
I write it down.
Isn't it?
What? Yeah. And did they say why they wanted to talk to us by any chance?
He smiles. He just said he wants to talk to you this night. So whatever business you have up to, you should plan 1 or 2 hours maybe to take care of that, because he doesn't like it to wait too long.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Barba. I'll be sure to let Ahanig know.
He nods.
Is there anything else we can help you with?
I
Besides-
don't think so. I sent a message. Now I think I'm gonna say hello to the brothers and sisters. He points towards the
Fair
sewer entrance.
You have fun with that.
I always have.
I eye the sewer warily.
Yeah, he also walks in this direction and routinely opens the sewer and jumps in on the ladder, looks at you, see you there, and closes the sewer above him.
See you there. Oh. Man, this night's gonna get worse and worse. Okay.
How's Chinatown from here?
far is Chinatown from here?
It's midway between, well, when you drive directly from Santa Monica to downtown, it's on the right side and the border to downtown.
Okay,
Alright,
so it would,
not long.
yeah, it shouldn't take us long. What time is it?
Right now, it's around 1:30.
Alright, then yeah, we can go ahead and meet up with Max beforehand.
Yeah, let's swing by Max, have a quick little word with him, and then go meet with our latest contact, shall we?
This is gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I feel like I shouldn't have expressed such interest in going to Chinatown earlier. I feel like it's gonna go badly.
Oh yeah. It's okay. He sells remedies. It's okay.
Yeah, herbal remedies.
No credit card.
No credit card.
For
And
those of you,
convenient 9mm capsules.
for the viewers who have no idea what's going on, I showed them some characters from Bloodlines, the video game, and they're saying the weapon handler in Chinatown there. And yeah, he sells herbal remedies.
Sells herbal remedies. No credit card.
Yep.
He was
These are
Dis-
good remedies.
he was discharged from Chinese herbal remedy division.
Yep. So that's why this joke right now. It somehow became an inside joke here between us. So I thought I need to explain because if our viewers then sit there, herbal remedies, what's going on? What?
I swear to
understand.
God, if I buy an herbal remedy from him, I am going to etch Jasmine on the side of it.
If he's even in this version of LA, that is.
Right, yeah. If I ever meet him,
I mean, I
etching
copy.
Jasmine in the side of
Yeah,
an
I
herbal
mean,
remedy.
I copy some things from Bloodlines, but not all things.
Right.
Yep.
Either way,
And I feel like he would be a hard character to pull off.
Yeah, and
Anyway,
I have the
back to what
feeling
we do.
Twitch would not like that because when I would try to make this accent, that could come off as very yeah,
Very racist. Like, oh boy.
yep.
I mean, you're portraying a character from within a video game.
Yeah, and it's the World
I
of
thought so,
Darkness
yeah.
where, yeah, I mean, the World of Darkness is basically imagine all the stereotypes would be true, but even worse. Yeah, try to explain that to the TOS team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Well, you have to be mad. Yeah.
Oh, you have to be mad. It's
But-
only you.
But that's also
Yes.
something I always find funny with people criticizing vampire games for being a little bit dark, so to say. Well, it's the World of Darkness there. It's the real world, but through a dark mirror. Like I said, where a slight nepotism is here in the real world. There's a whole corruption circle going on where we have here in real life the stereotypes of KKK members who really did hunt down blacks and kill them, and that's happening in the World of Darkness for real. And also with some people who are always greedy for money, stereotypically they are really like that, or at least there are some of them that are really like that. Or with Catholic priests, they are really all the bad thing that I probably can't say on Twitch.
And
Probably not.
Yeah, but yeah,
Anyway, let's go ahead.
yep. I
Let's
believe.
reel that back in.
Yeah, I realize I fall into a tantrum you're not talking about.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so we are going to go meet with Max.
Yes. But at first, you are driving in the car.
Yeah.
Do we speaky in car this time?
That's my question for you.
I've said all I wanted to say on the beach.
Agreed.
Now I'm all contemplative again.
Why is this all happening to me?
Oh my god. Aspen's having an existential crisis. It was so easy when I didn't care about the chess pieces.
Now you realize you are a chess piece.
Yeah. Oh.
Aspen would simply just lay a hand on her shoulder to calm her down.
I would?
Sorry, Amber.
Sorry. Yeah.
To Max!
Yep.
Max.
Then we arrive back at Mac's apartment in downtown. Let's take this alley for a picture.
There we go.
Yep. And
Nice and grungy.
Hmm.
Dingy.
I mean, it's not dingy.
Spooky.
That, yes.
Fittingly for that.
Yes.
Nose. So,
All right.
you're standing again in front of the building where Max lives.
If I remember right, it had an intercom at the front that we could ring him from, right?
Yes.
Right. Well, then I will ring his doorbell, so to speak.
Hmm. Takes a while, then you hear his voice. Yeah?
Hey, it's Aspen.
Oh, I let you in. And you hear the humming sound from the door.
If you would do me a favor before I head up there, could you put your pets away, please?
Sure, I can do that.
Appreciated. And I open the door and head inside.
Yep.
I think I didn't forget about those little guys.
I assume Amber follows?
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, you do realize Amber's gonna be searching for them now, right?
Swear to God, Amber.
It's okay. She won't mess with them in front of you.
Up to here, Amber. All right, yeah.
Yep.
We head
You
to his car.
arrive, yeah, you go up there, and the door's already open. You come in, and you see Max there. You see also the cage with the mouse in it, but this time with a blanket over on top of it, just. And you see another person standing there who looks like Max.
Another person who looks
Oz.
like Max?
So we have Max and a guy who looks like Max.
Yes.
Amber tilts her head in confusion.
Yeah, Max
I-
then nods to him. This is my brother, Steve. You know, the boss from the gang.
Oh, right.
He nods at you.
The resemblance is uncanny.
Yeah, you know how it is.
I suppose. I the rat cage, but then I head inside.
Yes, I also take a step inside.
Yep. Well, you needed to come directly into the apartment already. There's a little floor in front of the main room. But yeah, Steve looks at you. So, you're the guys who want to be part of us.
Pretty much.
More or less.
I heard about you already. The others told me what was happening here, and yeah, Max did also tell me what had happened. You really don't look that much like fighters, but well, never judge a book by its cover, am I right?
I smile. That's the way I would like it. Think it's just a damsel in distress. Next thing you know, you're dead on the floor.
I like the way you're thinking.
Smiles while like lifting an arm and patting her muscle.
Yeah, he grins. So then I think I don't need to go through the whole usual thing, you know, those, well, tell you how exactly it works and so on. The important thing is don't fuck with us. If you work against us, we're gonna kill you because you're now one of us, or two of us in your case.
That's perfectly reasonable.
Well, but he also sits down in a chair. Let's talk a little bit more business, I guess.
I nod, and I go to join him.
Right now we have somewhat of a double problem.
Oh,
Yeah, you already met our dear friends in Bel Air, you know, those Russian guys.
right.
Yeah, the last couple of nights there's also a new gang here directly in downtown, some Hispanics, so to say. Dealing with drugs and other things. Basically jumping into our territory.
I'm guessing they've been getting into a little bit of mugging by any chance?
Not really, it's interesting. It's more. They seem to be a branch of a bigger thing or something. They did come here, and all of the sudden we just realized that we didn't sell anymore. And after we reached out to our usual customers, so to say, they told us that there are some new peoples at Hispanics who sell the stuff cheaper.
And you said they're operating out of downtown?
Hmm.
Well, that won't do. I live in downtown, so I would rather not be sharing a neighborhood with them.
Exactly. Especially since you're now part of this. So yeah, that's the situation right now. We have two groups on each. One group directly in our area, and another group who just took over Bel Air and want to get into our area too.
Speaking of which, that actually reminds me. I actually just moved back into the city not too long ago, and ended up finding a house or an apartment in Bel Air. So, my idea is, should we be working with you, I could possibly try to infiltrate their wares, so to speak, as like a double agent with you guys.
If you
Raise an
think
eyebrow.
if you think you are able to do that, sure. Just remember, if you get caught, obviously we will try to rescue you, but there's no guarantee we can do that.
That's
Understood.
perfectly fair. So you said they're in Bel Air and downtown?
Yeah. About the downtown people, apparently the head is a guy called Espino or something.
Espino. Okay.
Espino?
I write it down.
Oh no, that's just Amber being Amber.
Okay.
Oh god, caps lock, sorry.
No!
Espino.
Espina.
Name rings a bell for some reason.
Well, maybe when you were walking around and hear the name fluttering and didn't really listen. You know how it is, sometimes you can hear more than you think you do.
Right. I could just be imagining it.
The frightening thing is, it sounds too similar to your name.
I kind of look at Amber. I probably wouldn't make that accusation.
Yeah, he looks at you too. What do you mean by that?
I think my friend's just thinking out loud. Don't worry about it too much.
Well, you know how it can be sometimes. My thoughts can't be contained.
She's
Yeah.
please don't take any offense to what she might say.
Don't worry about it. You know what kind of business we are doing, so I'm used to this kind of stuff. Just if you sell any of our wares, don't use them on yourself.
Fair enough. I'm I I s- ugh. I see myself as more of an enforcer type anyway.
You're not?
Agreed.
In that regard, I was wondering if there's any sort of weapons you guys might have. I feel
Sure.
like a little. I kind of open up my purse and pull out my handgun. I feel like this bad boy can only get me so far.
He smiles a little bit. For the start, it should be enough. I mean, it will kill people. But, yeah,
Fair
if
enough.
you are... Well, you see... I trust you two. From big words. No, from the things you did, you seem trustworthy, but you need to be a little bit longer inside the gang to get your hands on the big hardware.
Perfectly
apologize.
understandable.
I apologize for some reason. Just in my thought, Aspen acquired an Uzi.
Uzi, get!
Maybe someday, apparently not right now.
Yeah.
Those fire fast, like my god.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
small enough to fit in the purse.
I know that was actually kind of what I had in mind. Either that or a Mac 10, something like that. Anyway, I put my gun away and close up my purse. Perfectly understandable. I just wanted to ask. Anyway, is there anything else that we need to know?
Well, right now it seems like Amber? He looks at you, questioning. Amber?
Yeah.
Yeah, Amber. Wasn't sure about the name. It looks like you have an idea what you could do, and besides of that, you're still new faces in here. Nobody knows you. So when you would try to get some information about this Espina guy, then that would be really helpful.
I give a quick nod.
You can count on me.
Both of you. And that was for.
Sorry, you can count on us.
I smile. Well, we'll see how much damage we can do in the meantime. We'll let you know if we uncover who this Espina guy is.
Yep. Then I would say welcome in the family.
I kind of clap my hands together a little bit. Glad to be here.
The feeling is, sorry, likewise.
He nods. But
Alright.
I would also like to end it here because we are on our feet for way too long and I need to have some sleep. And again, sorry that it took so long to get to ask you to come here. I had to do some things and take care of some things.
No worries. I wave a hand. My Amber and I are most active at night anyway, so I understand.
He nods.
thought that was for real for a second, like the actual session. I was about to say, that's too short.
No, don't worry about it.
By the way, I like your little guys. You wouldn't mind if I looked at them a little bit, would you?
Max looks at you. Sure, why not?
I give Amber a look. You
Don't
can
worry.
do that on Amber. I believe we're on the clock.
I won't be long.
I give Steve a apologetic look.
He just
I'm-
shrugs.
Yeah, and my friend and I give Amber a pointed look now, do have another appointment we need to get to with some very impatient clients. So,
Can you help it? I'm an animal lover.
I suppose I can't. Fine. I'll be in the car.
I'll only be like a minute or two.
Setting my stopwatch for an hour. See you there.
Aspen is
Right.
not amused.
Napspin is not amused.
Listen, she didn't get her bat yet.
As I stand up, I smile at Steve. Once Amber's done fawning over those things, she'll give you a. Oh no, Max has our phone number. He can get in contact with us.
Yes, he can. Oh, was it in character?
Yes, that
Oh yeah.
was.
Yeah, then he just nods. Yeah, we have your contacts.
then we'll let you know if we do anything.
Mm.
I
Then have a good night, I
will let
guess.
them-
I do a polite little bow, which I'm sure is very weird for gangsters to see. Then I head out the front door.
Yep.
I go ahead and use Protean during the conversation. And
Protean?
Not Protean. What is it?
Animalism?
No, animalism.
You want to look
Yeah, I
real
wanna use-
hard at them.
Yeah, I want to use animalism to speak with them.
Yeah, sure. Just talking doesn't need a throw in anything. Just opening your telepathic mind and talk to them.
All right.
All right.
Hello, little guys. How have you been?
Who are you?
Do you not remember me?
Remember your scan to not remember you.
Wait, what?
Remember
They
your
rem-
scan to not remember you.
They remember your scent, but not you.
Mm.
Ah,
Fair. We got your person back.
Yeah, the person is back.
Have you
I
been?
love these little guys.
Have you been treated well?
We are hungry. Feed us.
Unfortunately, that is out of my jurisdiction at the moment.
Feed us.
Your person is back. It's up
Feed
to
us.
him.
Aspen wasn't so deathly afraid of rats. I would love these guys.
They're not rats, they're mouse. Nice.
I go ahead and look to Max.
They seem like they're a bit hungry.
I
So
did.
Go ahead and leave at that.
I did feed them an hour ago.
They're rats. They're always hungry.
I look at them for a moment and just say,
You guys are a bit greedy.
You're greedy. Give her food to feed us.
and with that, I go ahead and say,
Well, I will see you guys again later then, after you've had your fill.
Bring food with her, you.
Maybe I will. Who knows?
Do it.
yeah, I go ahead and head down to the car.
Yep.
Oh, they are a sassy little fuck.
They are sassy. I love them. I politely turn and look at.
Just because you can talk to animals, don't assume it's like talking to a human.
Yeah. They don't care what you look like. They know your scent. They want food.
Yep.
As Amber approaches, I give her a polite little smile. You have fun with your little play date?
They are demanding.
I could have told you that. And I only caught a glimpse of them. Creepy little things. Okay, so
Well, I mean, if anything, it's a bit of practice on my end.
fair enough. Fair enough. Well, on that note, I suppose we should head over to Chinatown now.
Amber nods.
This will be interesting.
Also, I'm going to be doing something interesting.
Oh, well.
Oh.
Amber hasn't been to Chinatown before.
Nope.
Neither has Aspen has not been to Chinatown either.
So this will be interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hiccup.
Oh,
Hiccup.
Yep.
hiccup.
Just ignored.
Oh, okay.
Just my weird sounding hiccups I have sometimes.
So,
All right.
to Chinatown.
Do we even know where we're going?
I don't know, do we?
Ah, shit.
Let me pull up a map.
Ah, shit, here we go again.
Ah, shit. It's Hollywood all over again.
I pull out a map from the glove compartment.
I kind of gestured to it without looking up. See if they have a Hanige Akami on that. Then give her a look.
I'm not sure if that would be the name of the place, but we'll figure it out.
It's the name of the person, I believe.
But this is a map, not a phone book.
I give her, I give Amber a sidelong look. Yes, Amber, it's not a phone book.
I think the rats are rubbing off on me.
Please don't say that. Okay, well,
But speaking of Chinatown, it's a short drive, so you are there already.
All right.
are there any? There's no Elysiums in Chinatown, are there?
Oh God.
Not as far as you know. And yes, that's apparently a picture from the real LA. Well, in
Yeah.
LA, I think it's Koreatown or Japanese town in real life.
No, it's Chinatown.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is Chinatown. If not, it's Little Tokyo or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, Little Tokyo.
Might
it
be a
was-
little Tokyo.
Wait, now I want to look it up now. Because I remember that
Yeah.
it wasn't called Chinatown. Another difference between my version of LA and the real LA. Just to hammer that point that this is not a real LA, so if something doesn't really fit the reality, that's why. Because it's not a real LA. Because it's not a real world.
So there's actually more than one Chinatown.
Oh.
There's one in San Francisco and one in New York.
Ah. Okay.
So it's more like a
It's more like a
town
little district.
name.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
little-
Ah, gotcha.
Because I'm pretty sure there's a Chinatown here in Boise.
well, down here in Ohio, I think we have a Little Italy.
But anyway, there is a Chinatown in this LA.
Exactly. Or at least an area that's called Chinatown.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Well, let's go ahead and park somewhere and find out where this, what is this, a henna fellow is?
Honey, and
A
yeah.
henna?
Suppose we could just ask around, but I'd
Amber.
rather
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I-
Go ahead.
I'd rather find some place that would know. Oh,
I mean, if we can find a large enough building, I'm pretty sure the Baron of this place would be there.
it's a bit of a presumption, but
I mean, it's worked so far. It worked for the Prince of LA, it worked for the Baron of Hollywood, so...
Little
So
Tokyo,
far,
that was the name. Little Tokyo.
Little Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you were right. Yeah. All right. Well, it's not exactly going to be easy to find one of our kind around here.
Agreed.
So I suppose we'll do what we normally do: find some sort of bar, or I suppose in this case a tea house. Is it racist to say tea house? We'll look for a tea house.
You see a Taco Bell there.
And
We see a what?
A
that,
Taco
Bell.
a Taco Bell.
I just
That is not what I was expecting.
I just had the idea because I see on the picture there's an actual Taco Bell.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yep.
Right there on the right.
Yep.
Taco Bell.
Oh my God. Wait, I see Starbucks on the top left too.
Oh, you're right. Way up. Oh my God. Okay.
It's still in the city in America.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Oh, no, I know.
Well, let's go ahead and find a bar, I guess.
After seeing these icons.
Bar it is. Not that my stomach will take either tea or beer anyway. Whatever.
Okay.
And we go looking for a bar, I guess.
Yep, you find a few bars and also a small tea house that looks. The building style is definitely. It's on purpose made that it looks like a small tea house in Japan, no rural area type, but it's obvious that it's fake because first it's in the middle of LA and secondly it's not real wood, but other things that's just painted like wood and so on.
It's plastic, painted as wood.
Well, this looks good enough. I'm tired of bars anyway. Let's see what this place has.
Okay.
Also, I was gonna say, like, Amber, casually butchering names, sense embracing.
I noticed how you pronounced Ahane.
Yep, as you enter, it's a rather dark place. There's still light on, but it's a more dim light, so to say. It's the same color as candles would be, but it's a little brighter and obviously electric. And you see an old Asian guy behind the counter.
This place seems like it's trying.
I like this place already. Nice and dark and quiet. And I head up to the proprietor behind the bar.
He looks at you, waiting.
Good evening.
He nods, good night.
Just a green tea for me, if you wouldn't mind.
One green tea, and for the other one.
Green tea as well, please.
He nods.
Before you go, I know this is a long shot, but I was looking for a friend who said they'd be out here. You wouldn't happen to know anyone by the name of Ahane Akami, would you?
He was already starting to prepare the tea. As you say the name, he freezes for a second, then casually continues with the tea making. Ahane, you say? Why would you... What, words, goddammit. Why do you look for this one?
Well, truth be told, they're looking for me.
Do they? He
And
finished the tea making, gives you the cups.
They neglected to give me a proper address, so...
There are only 3 people who deal with Ahane. 3 types of people. Ones who are in business with him, ones who want someone dead, and the dead himself.
Oh,
Amber
That's-
tenses up a bit.
And that did what?
I said Amber tenses up a bit.
it's all
Okay.
tense.
Yes.
Those are very specific specifications.
Well, hopefully we are not the last option.
Agreed.
He gives you a
Well-
deep look. That's on you to know.
True. We'll say we are looking to do business with Mr. Akami.
Business, you say.
That's what I'm hoping.
This person is all the time.
Huh, Ken? What?
That I don't like how calm this person is.
It is a little ominous.
I'm dabbling a little bit at stereotypes. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fine.
It helps.
Hearing him go like business, you say, I'm like, spider sense going off. What are we up to?
And what kind of business this would be?
Well, I believe
Well,
that would
that's-
probably be up to him to let us know when we get there.
Precisely. Like I said, he reached out to us, and so
I
we
see.
we are just we're seeing what he wants us for.
In this case, you may want to drink your tea and wait.
I raise an eyebrow, but I take a quote unquote sip of the tea and or no, he hasn't given it to us yet, has he?
He has.
Oh, he has. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to see exactly what's in it, especially since he uses those stereotypical, well, authentical Japanese clay pots. You know which one I mean.
Yeah.
Yep. But as your lips touch it, it actually tastes familiar.
What does it taste like?
Let me say it this way: it doesn't taste like tea. And the old guy is fixating his look on you as you take your fake sip, so to say.
Well, now I'm curious. I am highly curious. What does it taste? Hmm.
Blood.
I said,
Oh.
I set my tea down, and I give him a wry look. This is an interesting flavor of green tea.
Is it? That's how I. That's how Mr. Ahane likes his tea.
I set the cup down.
I smile and I give a polite little bow. I appreciate it. I I also turn to Amber. I think it should be fine for you to drink.
It certainly has a familiar taste to it.
I give Amber sort of a wry look, but I continue not to drink the tea. Just pretend to.
Yep.
Because Ventrue,
Yep, I know. But on the other hand, maybe it's on coincidence the type of blood you can drink. Or maybe it's just something that just tastes like blood. That's also possible.
could I try a little bit without really bad side effects?
Yep.
Like, okay. Then I will take just a small amount. Just a sip.
Yep. While you are sitting there, you hear behind you the door opening, someone entering, and so on.
I glance over my shoulder.
Yeah, it's an Asian person in a business suit. He casually walks to the counter next to you, looks at the old man, the usual, and old man gives him his drink. Well, prepares his drink and so on, you know.
I am carefully trying to detect if my body is rejecting this particular drink. So I'm only half paying attention to the guy in the suit.
And I go ahead and try and strike up a conversation with the man in the suit.
Yep, sure.
You seem to be well dressed for the night.
You know how it is, work. One must, well, sometimes one need to work until late on the light, and there's nothing better than to have a drink after work here.
Well, considering that it's my first time here, I couldn't agree more.
You know, the tea here is good, isn't it?
Wonderful.
I smile. Certainly seems to be pretty top notch.
It's more casual. It reminds me of home, so to say.
That's fair.
Where might you be from?
Oh, just 2 streets away from here. There was a little tea business just like this here, but sadly it closed some years ago.
Uh, this is, personally, this is my first time in Little Tokyo, so this is all new to me.
Chinatown.
Chinatown. Chinatown. First time in Chinatown.
Yep. He nods. And what did he bring you here? He also speaks
bit-
with a perfect Californian dialect accent.
Business, I hope.
Well, then I guess you're on the right place here. If you want to do business, then there's now no better place than Chinatown.
That's what I'm hoping.
And what sector are you in?
I give the man a careful look. Considering the initial reaction I got when I said this, I was contacted by a man named Ahane Akame.
Never heard of that name. What's he doing for work, or what sector is he in?
That is a very good question. One I was hoping to have answered tonight.
I go ahead and take a drink of the tea.
Yep. He laughs a little. So you come here to business with someone who you doesn't know about what kind of business he does.
Well,
he ended up reaching out to us, so we thought we'd go ahead and answer the call, see what kind of business he wanted us for.
and no, and there isn't a businessman alive who doesn't take a risk every once in a while, is there?
Yeah, you could say that. You could really say that. He finishes his drink, stands up, but I think we should then start now.
I raise an eyebrow. Start?
He smiles. Well, Miss Reed, like you said, you were invited here. Shouldn't I bring you to him now?
Oh, you smooth motherfucker. Oh, you smooth motherfucker. Well.
Let us begin then.
Yeah,
Let us begin indeed.
he walks around the counter to the back room, so to say, and waits for you to follow.
I chug the rest of my drink before heading back there.
I'll take a larger sip than last time. Gauge if it actually goes down and stays down. And then I'll put it down and it'll follow.
Yep. Yeah, he leads you deeper in the building. It goes a little down, and then you are at the end in the basement, so to say. It's more modern Western, so to say. A business room. You see, it's a bigger room with some pillars in it, and on the other end of the room there's a desk. Both sides of them are those, which fits not really in for some reason. You know, those gargoyles who stand on old buildings and where the rain flows through their mouth and so on. Someone moved two of them down there. They look not even identical. And there's a man sitting behind the desk.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Then I
And
carefully approach.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and the man who did bring you in leads you directly to the table. Not to the guy behind the desk. Akami, I think that's your guests.
I smile and give a polite little bow.
I also give a little bow as well.
Yeah,
Mr. Ahane Akame, I take it?
he nods and stands up. Yes, and let me at first say welcome in my part of town. Or rather, our part of town. He looks to Akano. And not Akano. He looks to the man who did bring you in. My bad.
You're good.
I hear you were, let's say, well, you made a name for yourself the last couple of nights, and I figured you would sooner or later come to Chinatown anyway, so I thought I invite you here to give you a rundown around how it works here.
I very much appreciate it. I say with a smile.
He nods. At first, let me make one thing clear. I know to which sect you belong. Officially, we belong to the Annex, but that's only for political purposes. We see ourselves more as independents. It's more, well, the Anarch Free State was a thing or is a thing depending on who you ask, and it's, well, better join them than fight against them. It was the easiest way to control this domain. So even if I have the title of Baron, in actuality we are a group of like-minded individuals who are working together here.
That is perfectly understandable.
He nods.
Seeing what I've seen the past couple nights, I totally understand.
You met already, Mr. You already met Nakano. He is, you could say, our local Puruha. If we have any problems here, he is the one who deals with humans. Then we have Baba, our Nosferatu. I think that should say enough about what he does. No offense, Baba. And behind you also, you hear his voice. No problem.
Yes, we've met. I say while relaxing after hearing his voice behind me.
Right.
And then there are Cole and Sancto.
Cole and Sancto?
He nods. I'll write you.
I look around.
One moment. I'm writing you the names.
Okay.
So. Yeah, as you look around, those gargoyles all of a sudden start to move.
Oh.
They just not. Yep.
Oh, I take it those are them.
Yes, we are.
Nice to meet the two of you.
Yep. Yes, we are. One of them says, and his voice sounds like stones grinding together. And while he speaks, you can also see fangs in his mouth. So they seem to be some kind of vampire.
Oh my. Well, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. I glance at the gargoyles again. Think really hard for a moment, but then I turn back to
Yep.
Akami.
Yep. He nods also. And in terms of rules for Chinatown, there's obviously the Masquerade. Besides of that,
True.
we have very little rules here. At first, no kind of magic, be it blood magic or any other version of that. Then, if you want to
Fair
hunt in our area, only not members of the Yakuza. Criminals, that is. Someone who is not a criminal and not part of the Yakuza is fair game. The drinks you had entering here were, let's say, some of those individuals. And lastly, if you want to sire someone in our area or ghoul someone, you talk to us first.
Understandable.
Understood. So, real quick, out of character,
Yep.
did he say that the blood from upstairs was not from a criminal?
It was from a criminal, but not a Yakuza.
Ah,
Yep.
gotcha. Okay. Well, then I think Aspen just found her favorite new drinking hole.
Yep, the problem is only figuring out who's a Yakuza and who's not.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You mean like that?
The-
Okay, yeah.
yeah, just come here and get a drink of green tea, quote unquote.
Yep, but also the cup that was only a fifth of a blood point, so to say, what was in the cup.
Yeah, you need a big old pitcher, really. But that's fine. At least Aspen now has a place where she could go to actually drink something to unwind. But yeah,
I nod. I give
You sound a little bit like you're far away from your microphone.
Sorry. How's this?
yep, that's better.
See, I'm kind of laying down, not gonna lie, and the mic is like right now.
No problem.
Amber goes ahead and gives Aspen a little elbow tap with a wink.
I pretend to ignore it. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Akami.
Mr. Ahane.
Mr. Ahane, I'm very sorry.
No problem. I'm used to most people becoming confused by that a little bit. Do you have any questions for us?
Well, if you've heard about us making a name for ourselves, you must know what we are proficient in, so to speak.
It seems like you dabbling around finding different items and retrieving those items or informations or persons.
Precisely. So, I was wondering if any of my services were in need.
Right now, not really, no.
Fair enough.
But I thank you for the question.
Well, it seemed only polite.
You nods?
Now, I do have a question.
I'm listening.
See, there's a bit of a matter I've been trying to deal with. And it has something to do with agents of the Sabbat.
I heard about the Sabbat in town. For some reason, they seem to be not setting foot in Chinatown. For now, that is.
I nodded. Well, that answers my question then.
I happen to have two.
Mm-hmm.
The first question would be, you've obviously stated no members of the Yakuza. Is there a way for us to be able to tell who is and who isn't a member?
Nakano grins a little bit. Just look at the tattoos.
Fair enough. The second,
Oh, and one thing when you are dealing with the Yakuza. Tell them you are a friend of mine and I leave you alone.
All right. We appreciate that. Thank you.
He nods.
As for the second question, I'm not sure if you're aware, but you wouldn't happen to hear of anyone going by the name of the Kingmaker with a scepter?
Baba clears his throat a little bit. Well, the Ventrue normally have a scepter as the clan logo. And besides of that, let me think, Kingmaker. Don't you have those Primogen in the Camarilla who decide who's prince or something? That could be it.
I heave a very heavy sigh. Yeah, this is all very true.
Then maybe that's the guy. I don't know.
Aspen is suddenly looking very tired.
Don't worry, Amber is also looking a bit on edge.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure I just put it together.
Oh,
Well,
We appreciate you tossing a few ideas out there.
And don't worry, you
stand up.
don't owe me anything. I mean, obviously, clan goes before sect and so on and so forth, but I don't really have that much contact to my clan because, like Akemi said, we don't dabble that much in politics anyway.
Fair enough. And I stand up and I give a polite bow to Mr. Ahane. Well, if there's nothing else, I would like to excuse myself. I have a rather nice cup of tea upstairs that I don't want getting too cold.
I understand. Then have a good night. And when you come back into Chinatown for business, we would appreciate it if you would give us a notice.
Understood.
Amber goes ahead and gets up. We hope to be graced again by your hospitality in the near future.
He nods.
I then follow Amber. Aspen. I follow Aspen.
I head back out the way we came.
Yep.
I am butchering names today.
Yep, you
Follow
did.
yourself. When I hear you say that, I just imagine Amber spinning in a circle like she's trying to chase a non-existent tail.
I mean, who knows? That non-existent tail may be in existence. Should I ever?
At some
quote-unquote,
point,
go
yep.
feral.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good point to make a short break because my bladder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have successfully drank the entirety of that carafe of coffee, so I need to go to the bathroom too.
Okay.
Yep. Then I'm gonna mute myself, and you can mute yourself in Discord. Then.
All right.
Yep. And the first time I can use the "We will be back soon" Jesus screen.
Yeah.
I finally made it. Yep. Be right back.
Well, then I guess I am here to hold down the fort. So, hello, everybody watching. I am greatly looking forward to what's going to happen. At the same time, given the circumstances that have happened, and with Aspen connecting the dots, and Amber not having any idea what's going on, this is going to be very, very interesting. It also feels like it feels like shit is going to hit the fan very soon.
Ah, I'm back.
Welcome back. I'm just spitballing ideas right now. It
Oh, I
sounds like-
heard.
Yeah. Like, oh my god. I'm not gonna ask now because I know Amber's going to ask, like, within the next couple minutes.
Yeah. All I
It's just a
know
matter
is.
of-
Oh.
It's just a matter of if she's gonna ask in Chinatown or when we get to the car.
All I'll say is, Aspen was right to be concerned.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say so far when it came to the things that weren't all that political, Amber had a sense that was like, yeah, I don't trust this. Now with the political stuff happening, Aspen has that sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's everything to do with Barbas's hint.
With what?
It has everything to do with Barbas's hint.
I'm trying to remember what the hint was. Give me a second.
Well, if you don't, like I said, we'll be talking about it in a bit.
Oh wait, no. Wasn't it a Hane's hint?
No, it was Barbas that actually said it.
Oh. Forgive me. I sometimes match my character.
And
No,
I
it's
am
fine.
back.
Welcome back.
Back.
And the name is Baba, not Barbas.
Barba.
Yep. Wait.
Barba.
Baba. So,
Baraba.
Okay.
Yep, you are back in the cafe. Or tea house, to be more precise.
I sit down at the counter, look for my tea, and if it's still there,
It is still
chug
there.
I down the whole thing in one go.
Now that she knows.
Well then,
Oh.
that was fairly quick. Now that we know.
True. Suppose I'm seeing killers everywhere when there really aren't that many. Thank God. But, okay. I stand up from the counter. If it's all right with you, I think we need to go and find Susan and Sarah now.
Okay.
I go ahead and head with Aspen to the car.
Yep. And then I
wish I
assume
had-
you're driving in the direction of downtown again.
Yeah, going a little faster than is probably necessary.
Oh shit, 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 oh
Pretty
shit.
much. Aspen's trying to appear like, yeah, no, it's okay. But she's got a bit of a lead foot right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you talk while you're driving?
Yeah, we're talking.
Aspen, you're going a bit fast. Is everything okay?
Oh, I realized and I immediately let off the gas, almost slowing to a complete stop before continuing on again. Sorry. Well, I've got a lot on my mind.
Oh, what's going on in that mind of yours?
Sorry.
So, maybe it's nothing. Like Barba said, we've got a Ventrue have quite a few higher ups. I don't know, maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but didn't we meet a Primogen not long ago who did not seem overly glad to see me?
Yeah.
Like Barba said, Primogen in House Ventrue can essentially be a kingmaker.
Oh no.
Yep. So, you're sure you don't have access to your new apartment right now, right?
As far as I know, I don't have the keys just yet.
Okay.
We're not gonna have to, like, fight this guy, are we?
I'm kind of drumming my fingers on the steering wheel, and the speed starts to accelerate again. Just, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah. No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. We're gonna go. We're gonna go meet up with Susan and Sarah. We're gonna have a good night on the town. We're not gonna worry about any of this. I give Amber a look. Okay.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm continuing to drum my fingers. By the way. See, if you ask me, the worst thing we can do is tip our hand. We got alerted by a seer, so it wasn't an information leak. So if we suddenly start acting on the defensive and the Kingmaker, I think it is, catches wind of it, we may make things a lot worse.
Right.
So our best course of action right now is to pretend like everything is the same.
Right.
But-
I get you.
but we need to be careful all the same.
Agreed.
I don't like a lot of things right now. I don't know if I'm just reading into way too many things at once or what. But right now, we're just going to carry on like we have been. There are police outside my apartment, so we can stay there for a little while. But as soon as you get your apartment up and running, I think we should relocate there for a little bit.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Or at least go somewhere where we'll be less visible.
I agree.
Let's-
I guess currently, with me still being new and all to the, or at least returning to the city and all, like there aren't too many eyes on me, so yeah, we'll go ahead and work like that for now.
True. Okay. Okay. Yep, everything will be okay.
Aspen in panic mode.
Aspen in absolute panic mode.
Yep.
And now Amber
This
is
is-
also in worrying mode at the very least.
Because this is like worst case scenario for her. If it actually is Daniel Houghton has decided that Aspen is not his favorite person right now, oh, that's gonna end badly.
But if he is it, on the other hand, Ventrue pretty much have the tendency not just outright kill somebody because and we seem to be alive again, I hoped.
Yep, we're live again.
Good.
Let me refresh the page.
Okay, so this is going to be terrifying.
Ah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
But also, did my voice make a little bad internet voice sound while the stream did
Yeah.
go down, or was that fine?
No, that was fine. I didn't notice any audio hiccups.
Weird. Because Twitch also said here there was a network problem, so I thought maybe it's my internet, but apparently it's not. Apparently it's on Twitch side, so yeah.
That's what it seems like to me.
Yep. God damn it.
So let us continue.
But yeah, you arrive at downtown at the, how's it called again? No, it's Jack's Tales.
Yeah.
Yeah,
tail.
Jack's Tales.
Do I have a picture for? I obviously don't. Nope. No fitting picture. Let's just take this here. Yeah, it's a cocktail bar, the usual. When you arrive there, you see Thomas there together with Susan and Sarah, and Susan and Thomas right now making hand wrestle, you know the thing.
Okay. What's she doing now?
Here we go. No.
Susan proving that she can be just as capable as a Bruja.
No, she loses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also hear her saying, "Okay, you win, best out of 3, 2-1." Yeah. Then she looks up. Oh, hi, Amber.
There you are.
Yeah, Sarah just nods towards your direction, and Thomas has a finally look on his face.
Oh God.
I hope they haven't been too much of a handful. I'd say addressing Thomas.
The little one here surprised me a little bit at the start. And Susan grins.
Yeah, she's a bit straightforward.
I figured. But no, everything was fine.
Okay.
Good. Everything. Nothing crazy happened.
There was one weird guy who, I shoot him away, so to say.
Weird guy.
You know, the usual. Susan looks, she just wanted someone who wanted to go with us in a private place, so to say.
Was he, by any chance, reading off of cue cards?
No.
Okay.
That reminds me, what was
Different
his name again?
Oh, I don't
what-
remember.
Give me a second.
I forgot to write this one name down.
Wasn't it? No, not Carl.
No, it was Carl. Carl. No, you say it? It was Carl.
Was it Carl? Oh.
I think it was.
No, Carl was the one friend that Amber has.
Ah, okay. Let's do that later. Now we are playing.
It was Sam. That was who.
Sam. Okay, that sounds better because I remember thinking Sam, Max. That's awfully close.
Look at me, taking notes, being reliable.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh my God.
My God. Did you happen to notice anything about him, or was it just a bar creeper?
Seems to be just a bug reaper. Why?
Well, I mean, I kind of
No
don't blame
reason.
you. I do have some pretty attractive individuals here.
Yeah, it looks like it. By the way, what's up with James? I haven't seen him the whole night.
I pause. You haven't?
No?
When was the last time you saw him?
Yesterday, I think.
Didn't you say he was doing something with like some family beforehand, or something for his work? I mean.
Yeah, that's when he disappeared last. I'm going to assume it's related to that.
Related to what?
Oh, just
Huh? Oh.
things in his personal life.
Okay.
So, you girls still out bar hopping, or?
Well, we wanted to bar hop, then we started here, and then we got stuck here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go to another bar, shall we?
Why? It's pretty nice here.
Fair. I mean, it's not like we haven't been to this one yet, right, Aspen?
Oh, yeah. Nice around here.
Yeah, why don't we stay here a little bit longer?
I nod. I am very distracted right now. Or
Ye-
Aspen is.
Yep. You two are acting weird, Susan says.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, you're acting weird. It's not like usually.
It's just, I guess if anything, it's just the stress of work catching up. So let's go ahead and have a fun time, shall we?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And also, Thomas looks at you. I guess I can go then.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I I appreciate your. I kind of glance at both Susan and Sarah. Um, what's a good word?
Help?
Thank you for bringing.
Perseverance?
Yeah, no problem. And ask me to just write me if there's a situation like that again.
Right. We will.
Thank you.
You have yourself a good night, Thomas. Thanks
Mm.
again.
Yeah, here too.
Okay. I just want
So,
it looked like you, because the trash can right there, and you laying like that. I'm like, we didn't have another incident where you made a bad edible, right?
Nah, I'm good.
Oh my god.
I just put myself in great positions sometimes. Don't worry about it.
All right.
okay. Yeah, we'll just. I
Yeah, don't worry.
I smile. Uh, right. We're just gonna have ourselves a good night.
Right.
I've been working myself to death the past couple of nights.
Or to undeath.
I roll my eyes. You are going to be the second death of me. Ah, okay, let's order a round of drinks. And I assume Thomas is left.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. We go up to the bar.
Yep.
Yeah, I order just a glass of wine. Nothing fancy.
Mm. And what
I'll
does
take a shot of Jack, please.
what?
A shot of Jack?
No,
Of
the
course.
barkeeper looks to both of you a little disappointed, but makes your drinks.
Disappointed.
It's a
It's a
cocktail
cocktail
bar.
bar.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Fair. If anything, I guess I'd take a look at the menu as well.
Yeah, it's the usual.
Actually, barkeeper,
He looks at you.
have s- you have stuff for an old fashioned. I'm thinking I need something a little stronger tonight.
No problem.
You wouldn't happen to have any cocktail martinis, would you?
Martini is one of the basic cocktails, so yes, I have. Well, I can make you one.
I'd greatly appreciate it. And make it strong, please.
No problem.
I like how Amber demands it to be made strong and she can't even drink it.
Yep.
She has to sell it, okay?
All right. All right.
Yep, you get your drinks.
And I head on back.
Sorry.
So, what have you two been up to the past couple nights? I haven't seen you at all.
Oh, you know, the typical starting with the new place to live and so on. That take a while, but tomorrow we can move. And finally, she looks at Amber.
All right, that's wonderful. And how's everything with the business going as well?
Well, at first we need to move in there, then we can start with that.
Fair, fair. What I get. I understand that. But have we
I look to Sarah when I say this.
have we tried to reserve any supplies for inside the building?
Oh, you mean that? Yeah, sure, obviously. Stuff
Alright,
should
that's
be ready. It's just, yeah. Well, you did give us the list. I made the order already, but with the thing that they will only send it after we tell them.
alright, that's good. That's good.
I'm just
So
casually drinking, quote unquote, my drink while they're talking.
so as soon as tomorrow then.
She nods. Then I will, at the day, tell them that they can start sending it.
All right. Tomorrow cannot come soon enough.
Why? I mean, the place we're in isn't that bad.
Yeah, but let's call
Smile a
it.
little smugly at hearing that.
Let's call it a bit eager.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I get it. Your own place is something different, yeah.
And just think, you won't have to sleep on couches anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
You girls will be able to have your own rooms with your own beds, and be able to decorate it as you see fit.
Looking forward to it.
Wonderful.
While the two of you are talking, I'm just casually scanning the bar, looking to see if there's anyone who stands out.
Oh, that reminds me of something I wanted to do.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
What have you done?
Oh, Stinky.
Aspen, what have you done?
What have I done? What have you wrought?
Oh, but it works with S2. Well, better make sure.
Wait,
I think that's so.
wait, why is he rolling?
Don't know. I don't know.
Why
Fine.
do you roll twice?
I'm the first one because I made one S9 and I didn't know if that really did work with a D9 or if it was just being weirded out and doing random things that aren't rolls. So I remade it with an actual roll.
Wait, a D9. Okay.
Yep, D9. Those exist, apparently. At least in Roll20.
Right.
I wonder if a DP pi would be possible. But no. Indeed, you see there are some people sitting there drinking, looking casually. And there's also one girl who points out a little bit because she's how do I say that the best? She doesn't look really weird or anything, but she has this aura of trouble around her.
Oh, she seems like a troublemaker.
Yes.
Not sure if I want to go and get involved with that. We're already in enough trouble as it is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like
Long black hair, and yeah, just sitting there watching their rear.
I said if you say blue eyes.
No, it's not Avalona. You met Avalona already. If it would be Avalona, I would have said the name.
Fair.
Yeah. Thank goodness for that. I don't know if we could take Avalona right now.
That reminds me, Avalona in lowly voice.
No.
Oh,
No.
boy. Please, no.
No. Let's
Mercy.
continue.
Mercy.
Let's continue.
All right then. I guess like we can try and get everything set up, and yeah. You girls sure you don't want to head out to another bar? I mean, there is one that we've had our eyes on for a little bit.
I elbow Aspen.
Right, Aspen?
I give her a look. I suppose. Amber kind of snapped Aspen out of it, so she was a little slower on the pickup.
Oh god.
Right.
So yeah, why don't we go ahead and head on to another bar?
Really? Why?
Let's just call it being a party animal?
Okay then, no problem.
Aspen just rolls her eyes. And...
Huh?
the Gangrel saying she's a party animal.
Now I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, she leads the others to the car.
Yeah. I go with. I
Yep.
guess Amber's driving.
Oh,
Me-
okay.
Well,
But
I don't really know where
also,
you're going with this. So.
also, I would end it here because I'm realizing I'm getting tireder and tireder, and my concentration suffers.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fair.
Currently, Amber is in slight panic mode and is like, "We gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving."
Just move. Yeah. Feedback for today, please.
Oh boy, things hit the fan real hard.
Oh no, things are just starting. No, things are being edged to the fan. Things haven't hit the fan quite yet, but somebody's putting it to it.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah. I kind of saw this coming, but it certainly
I
hit a
didn't.
lot harder than I expected it to. So this is gonna get crazy.
It's a tangled web.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And what do you say to the vampires in Chinatown?
I like them. I like them a lot.
I do too. They're ominously calm, but I like that.
Hmm.
They're calm and collected and a little oddly so, but that being said, definitely works.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And you met your first gargoyles.
Yes.
Because I was gonna say, I feel like Amber would only have heard like maybe a story or two involving gargoyles.
Yeah, it was basically Ventrue Mare where you knew they captured some of our kind and made something with them and made them forget who they are and made them to gargoyles, basically.
So yeah, I was gonna say like Amber would have done something different, and instead of just relying on her stories to know what some what some clans and stuff were, she would actually look in surprise, being like,
I've never seen a real gargoyle before.
Yeah. When you described a set of mismatched gargoyles,
Yep.
I was thinking, oh, those have to be actual gargoyles.
And they were.
And they were.
Yep.
yeah, that's why Amber was like taken aback. Like she was actually like stuttering and stuff like that. Like, oh, these things exist. Okay.
It wasn't just a weird story.
This time, Amber pulled an Aspen.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you got me pretty good with Nakano, too.
You mean like how?
The
Yeah. With
the guy wanders in off the street, and like, oh, we're just having a chat, and then it turns out, like I thought at first like that he must be like in on this, and then he sat down. He didn't seem to know who,
Oh,
Who-
him.
yeah, who Ahane was, and so I thought, oh, okay, that might be some plot points, might be worth talking to this guy, and then it turns out, nope, he's more or less the gatekeeper.
Right. Like the moment he said never heard of him, I'm like, something's up.
I didn't. That went right by me. I thought, oh, okay, well, he's
And
not
then when
used
he
to
was
us.
like, and then when he was like, so shall we get started? I just smiled and was like, ah.
That you could have heard a record scratch in my head.
Yeah.
Just oh, you sneaky motherfucker.
You even said you sneaky motherfucker, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Sneaky motherfucker. Yeah. Oh, that was good. yeah, all in all,
Yeah, I thought I
really
need
good.
to build the world a little bit more and so on.
Well, all I know
Yeah,
now, I really can't wait for next week.
Yeah, next week we
yeah,
can
I
even
am.
play a little longer because next week is the last day before my night shifts, which means when we play, I need to stay awake the whole night so I can go at bed at 7 a.m. so I can wake up at 3 p.m. so I can be
Oh,
at work at 6 p.m.
And
oh.
daylight savings hit us too, so you know what that means. We get to
Yeah.
start at 1 and probably get to play till like 7 if we're able. And like, oh my god.
Yeah, for the viewers, we had a little situation there. Daytime saving time in America apparently was the last week or the week before, and
A
it
couple weeks
starts.
ago.
Yeah, and it starts next week for us here in Germany. So I was a little confused. All of the sudden they were, "Hey, Edgar, where are you? We are starting in an hour."
What do you mean? It's already time.
Yep, we had a little bit of an confusion there. The
Yeah,
magic of having a international game of tabletop RPGs.
E.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's worked out so far when we get to this point.
Yeah.
And technically speaking, next weekend would be my birthday weekend.
Oh,
E.
Technically.
Don't,
I mean,
and you
it's
mean and actually?
it's actually Monday, but
Ah,
E.
so yeah.
yep.
And I should have your thing ready, Agar, by then.
Oh, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
And E. I've already sent a few things off, and those should arrive within the next couple days. I haven't told him what they are.
Yep. Obviously, that would be me. That would be would defeat the whole point.
All
Yeah.
he knows is he's getting a couple packages
Yep.
I
from me.
I won't lie. When I got home Friday, there was a package on my front door. And I was like, God damn, I got here a lot faster than I thought it would. I was actually about to message you saying, so remember how you said it'd be here in a couple days? Well, one beat you to it. But no, it was,
Like, oh shit.
And
it
what
was a
was
present
that?
from my parents.
Ah.
It was a shirt that says, "A penny for your thoughts seems a little pricey."
Wait, you opened that already?
I like that one.
Yeah, because it was unmarked, so I wasn't sure if it actually was.
Ah, okay.
All it said was that it was from Amazon.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't remember doing this. Maybe someone else.
Oh, and before we stray too far from it, for
It-
XP for both of you.
Yay, 4 XP.
Yep.
I swear, sooner or later, I am going to get a bigger gun.
Either a bigger gun or a stronger one. One of the two.
Yeah.
Windows sounds every time I save. What?
Let's see. I think I'll spend a little experience and put it into performance as well. Let's see. That'll be the second point in performance. How much experience would that be?
Current times 2. Oh wait.
Okay, so
Wait. Let me. Now I'm not sure anymore. Let me look it up. All of a sudden I'm
Yeah.
not sure anymore.
I currently have.
Like I said, my current times 2.
which would be how much?
You have 1 right now, so when
Yep.
you know one in it, you would spend 2. Well, because 1 times 2 is 2.
Okay. So then if I put another point in, it would be 4 for that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least for abilities.
Yeah.
But before we do the sparring stuff, I would say let's end the stream now.
Yeah.
Because I think nobody wants to listen to us spending XP, especially with not a sheet showing and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Might get a
Right.
little boring.
Yeah, so to the guys still here, thanks for watching. I hope you had fun and see you next week.
Have a good
Bye.
one.
Bye.